Yeah, hi. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. It is Saturday, although it's going to be a very long weekend. Still, all of you have joined. So, thank you very much. Today's topic is employee in hybrid era. We'll be discussing around this topic today. And we are having two very highly talented guest speakers today, Rasika Savan and Deepak Gutnala. So, I would request Rasika you to please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi. Thanks, Samriddhi, and good morning, everyone. Am I audible properly?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, right. So thank you, Company Bench, for giving me this opportunity, and I'm feeling privileged to be part of this webinar today. I've been listening through the earlier webinars, and I think we are touching very pertinent HR topics like agile HR, metaverse HR. So these
Yeah.
are things which are very much hot today, and I think we are doing a good job there. So a little about me would be I'm an HR professional with 15 years of industry experience across different HR functions like business partnering, training and development, faculty, leadership assessments, as well as resource management and staffing. So, in all these years, I have got the privilege to touch many employee lives, learn from them. That experience is always enriching. And I think this is one of the boons of being into this profession where we touch so many lives and we
Right.
are the entry and exit corridors for people which they carry as their organization experience. So I'm glad I'm part of this fraternity, and thank you for having me here. Over to you, Samrit.
Thank you, Raki. Thank you, Strasika, for the lovely introduction. It was wonderful introduction. And now I would request Deepak to please introduce yourself. Yes, Deepak, please.
Yes, thank you, Samriddhi. And I'll also would like to, thank everyone for conducting this kind of webinars for, the people who are there listening to us and trying to understand more closely about the HR functions. Okay, so I would like to thank and then introducing myself. So my name is Deepak Kotnala. I am 4 years of experience holder into HR functions. Currently working with Fluidonomic Solutions LLP. It's an IT company in Pune, and you can say it's a startup company. Um, Working in this fraternity since 2018, and I have been a part of various HR functions like recruitment, HR, employee engagement, relations, grievances, performance management, and if you say payroll. So, overall experience holding, and yeah, so that is all about me. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Deepak. So, so we'll start today's webinar. So, our very first question is, what are the views about the hybrid work and how do you suggest improving it? Yes, Deepak.
Sorry, please come again.
Yeah, so yes. So, what are your views about the hybrid work and how do you suggest improving it?
Okay, so see, we have gone through a very hard time in the industry, like in like last 2 years, 2020, 2020 and 2021 was very difficult for not only us, everybody, right? So, and that was where the pandemic came and everybody shifted. The IT companies basically they have shifted to remote working culture, correct?
Right, right.
But now when we are looking into the market is coming back on track, and things are getting lighter, things are getting better. So we are trying to get everybody back in the system, back in the working from office more. But when you say working remotely, it gives you a kind of a comfort. Okay, there are some limitations as well. It gives you comfort to be with your family, to be at your own place and work according to your flexibility.
Mhm.
There's nobody exactly physically present to monitor you. And so you get that freedom of working. You get basically many ideas also. You take multiple initiatives as well. So that gives you a kind of a comfort. Okay. And
Right.
when we try to um, when market is settling down, we are coming back on track. So now we are trying to get everybody to work from office, because
Mm.
uh, again, networking is very much important in any sector, any industry, any, you know when you work closely with your teammates, team building happens. Correct.
Yes.
And so all that, we are taking that initiative to call everybody back to the office, but to impose this immediately will be a very difficult thing. So that is
Right.
why we have come up with a hybrid solution, right? Where some companies are following, maybe I have seen, I have multiple connects in many companies. So I have seen some companies have started it with 1 day per month working from office.
Mhm.
Okay, so employee needs to go only 1 day, to get
Okay.
familiar with this model again, to work from
Okay.
office, because everybody is in their comfort zone. So
Mhm.
1 day per month, then 1 week per month, then 2 days in a week, 3 days in a week.
Okay.
Correct. So there are phases to call everybody on board, call everybody
Mhm.
back to office. So
Right.
that is how we are implementing it. And sorry, your second part of the question was how we can
Yeah.
make it effective.
Yes. How can we improve it? How do you suggest
How
improving it?
improving it is, see, the only way to improve this, as per my understanding, is to give employee only freedom of expressing their views and their
Okay.
ideas. Okay, if you
Okay.
will say it is permanent work from office now, you will face
Mhm.
many difficulties,
Mhm.
because
Right.
there are some companies who have shifted to permanent work from office, whereas there are some companies still who have made it, they have made it their culture only, working culture, that remote working. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
permanently remote. Correct. They're hiring
Okay.
from pan India, from pan, globally they are hiring, and they have said permanent work from home. Okay, remote working. So when there are these two kind of companies existing in the market, definitely you need to come up with a solution in between. Correct. So it can
Okay.
be, after taking a survey from the employee, it can be weekly, bi-weekly, or maybe 1 day in a week. That kind of a solution you can come up with to make it effective. Yes.
Effective. Okay. So, Rasika, what are your views about it?
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Samriddhi, I think 2 years back when we were all good, everyday office was a norm. I do know that, few companies, specifically the US ones, they did offer work from home even then when things were normal. But then with the pandemic, all of a sudden we were put into the work from home option. Then we didn't like total work from home, and now that we are settled with it, and when we are supposed to go back to office, we are not liking work from office. So that's a human nature, having inertia to change. So the resistance to change is a human aspect, and that is why I think earlier that was difficult and today this is difficult. And to go deep more into it, each of it has its own pros and cons. So work from home obviously has a lot of benefits, but also work from office, I think, does have its benefits, because you're working very closely with your supervisor. You are, visibly, tangibly able to express yourself, meet a lot of colleagues, and exchange of ideas that generally happens when there is a human interaction rather than a digital interaction. So I think both of them have their pros and cons, and that is where this hybrid culture is emerging as one of the concepts, which I think is a good balance of both, because going back to 5 days office and 5 days home, both is not very convenient. I'm sure the work life balance is bettered in a manner, but it is also impacted in a manner because you don't have certain timelines. You are getting a call at 8 p.m., you're cooking, your kids are around,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
have maids around, you are on a video call, there are things happening in the house. So those are the impacting things. But then yes, you get to spend a lot of your time. Specifically parents, I think, would have loved, spending that time with their children, helping them with their classes. So yeah, pros and cons, and that is why I think hybrid is the way ahead. I am completely towards a hybrid, because as an HR, our energy comes from people. We need to meet people,
Yeah.
to devise more strategies, to understand their pain points, to devise policies. So human interaction in our profession is important, but I feel it is otherwise also important. You get a break from your routine. Specifically ladies, we are running the house, we are running the work, we need a little break and our own time also. And I think it is the applicable to all the genders also now. So hybrid, I think, is good. How we can enhance it, I think, that is what the real question is today, because we have to live in hybrid. That's a given fact. I mean, I don't think there are qualms about it. It could be one day in a week, or twice in a week, or 1 week in a month. That could be up to the companies and the employee buy-in. But how we can make it effective is a good question. And I think there are a lot of ways, and we'll have to digitize our human interactions, and at the same time bring in human touch into our digital interactions. I think that's how it will be.
Okay. So work from home has its own advantage and work from office has its own. So we'll take our next question now, which is how can we make hybrid work more productive and engaging?
Right. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like I said, we'll have to bring human touch to our digitized workplaces. So how we can make it more productive? Actually, we need to really decide on the timelines that an employee needs to work. When it is work from home, specifically, we kind of expand our work time. Could be because we are also doing other things during our work time, and that is why our work day is expanded. We are working until 8, 9 sometimes. So I think putting a little bit discipline into that is paramount, and that discipline needs to be set in terms of certain guidelines which are flexible. We cannot mandate it like a school or something, but a flexible guideline has to be there, which is generic in nature, and the employer and the employee are able to fix themselves well into it. That way, our work and office time work and personal time can be differentiated, and also our productivity will be improvised. We are focused on a task for a certain amount of time, and we are also catering to other things in the rest of the time. So that is one. And secondly, I would feel, I think everybody is agile now. We do have sprint meetings, be it IT or banking. I feel, we all of us have these agile scrum meetings. So it is good in
Mhm.
a way because we get to know a lot about it, but sometimes it is too much of forcing, every 4 hours I need to
Mhm.
tell what did I complete. So that can be
Yeah.
annoying. And employees, each employee is different. Some people may need that nudging to be productive. Some people exactly will not need it to be productive. So we'll have to devise strategies which are generic and flexible, but at the same time they are in place so that we follow them, and a protocol is maintained, I would say. And then we can have our informal connects. I think we should have virtual coffee breaks also, like we used to have in office, where that 15 minutes is dedicated for office gossip, for coffee, which is
Yeah.
very healthy and important, I feel. So we can bring that office into our meetings, and meetings into office.
Right. Yes, Deepak.
So yes, totally agree with what Rasika said.
Mhm.
Having a set guideline or set time sheet, will be very better. The thing is, as she also mentioned, when we are working from home, actually, we have, I'll not say we have taken it for granted, but no, uh, kind of a feeling that, we are at home, we can work, we can stretch our working hours as well. Even the managers, the line managers, supervisors, or team leads, they have that thing that the employee or their teammate is working from home right now, as they are also working. So, there's no fixed timeline or no fixed time sheet is there. If they are working, if they are logging in morning 9 o'clock, I have seen people, I have seen, in my connects, logging out at 9 at night. So 12 hour shift is becoming, meanwhile, somewhere it is also, even without break, on urgencies, if there is any task or if there is any particular, urgent production or deployment has to be done. So
Mhm.
no fixed hours are going, coming out of this. So definitely having a fixed time sheet, and having multiple connects, as she also mentioned, having small breaks in between. We used to have
Yes.
that in when we were working from office. We used to have those morning tea, and then evening tea, and then 1 hour
Yes.
break for lunch. And
And we
that
used to
is
look
how
forward
our,
to that.
yes, yes, and then, totally. And then, even though, when, if you calculate 15 minutes morning tea, suppose, and evening 15 minutes evening coffee or tea break, in between
Yes.
1 hour lunch break as well. So 1.5 hours of break time, you can say, out of 9 hours of fixed time, shift you are working in. Even though productivity was there, even though, things were getting work out, everything was as per plan. There were connects,
Yes.
physical connects with team leads, with their teammates, understanding, team bonding, everything was there. Simple thing, just keep that in mind. Don't take this for granted. Like, if somebody is working from home, they need to work late hours because they are at their comfort zone. No, that culture, the previous culture was there. It should be maintained. Those nine hour shift should be maintained properly, with timely breaks and everything. That is how you can, you know, that productivity will come up automatically, because uh, even, there are employees, they are definitely well educated, qualified people who knows, who understands how policies, what are policies, what is work culture, how they need to improve themselves, how they need to deliver. If something has, we have asked them to deliver, how they need to deliver it, they understand everything. You just need to guide them. And then, this small breaks and team connects weekly. We used to have that fun Friday wala thing, right? And
Yes.
then suddenly, when we have shifted to virtual mode, remote mode, uh,
Mhm.
I don't know how many companies are actually, following everything. Like, they are having fun Friday, traditional day, right? All these activities are there. I don't know how many companies are following that, but that gives a belongingness, that gives energy in the workplace. Uh, it gives. So
Boost
automatically
motivation.
the productivity will come up. So that
Correct.
is how I think. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Engagement
we can
activities
improve
should
the.
be there, even if the
Yes,
employee
yes,
is working from home. Right.
correct,
Right.
correct.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll take our next question, that how can we make hybrid work more productive and engaging? Like, you have included some of the points, but what more we can do?
See, as per my understanding, you can do all these activities again. You can come up with
Yes.
initiatives, like fun element. You need to add a fun element in work, right?
Yeah.
Not, work will not work. You
Okay.
need to
Yes.
add that fun part also. You can take multiple things. We have taken multiple initiatives here as well. How? We started conducting quiz sessions. Okay. And then
Questions.
how to make it more interactive, uh, you know is giving the responsibility to that particular. Suppose you are meeting, on one Friday, you are meeting one particular team. Okay, as per the HR I'm talking about. If a particular BU, HR business partner or HR manager is meeting some XYZ team, what you can do, you can make it not totally formal. You can make it a little informal, right? Try to get
Right.
connected with them, mentally as well, not only formally. You need to connect with them and try to understand what they are facing. What are the issues they are facing, in case if they have any training issues, or in case whatever. You need to try to understand it. That is only going to happen when you are not very formal with the employees. Correct. Now another
Correct.
thing is, try to give that responsibility to them only. Suppose, give them, this is, we are trying to make, we are trying to implement Fun Friday today, and come up with ideas, come with quiz. We will be taking a quiz, so you come up with
Okay.
questions. Okay.
Mhm.
uh, Make anybody in charge of this, any particular team lead. Tell them, you play the game today, you drive the session today. Okay. And
Yes.
give them that responsibility, that belongingness. Definitely, they also feel, that a particular HR or line manager, or you can say project manager, they have given that responsibility to implement Fun Friday. Okay. Whether it is just a quiz session, whether it is just a trivia, or anything, if they want to talk about any personal life issue or whatever, just give them that responsibility. And that is how I think will work in, this situation, where you can make things a little lighter.
Okay. Rasika, why do many remote-ready employees prefer hybrid work these days?
Right. So, remote ready is, I think, it is a mandate now. I mean, we are not allowed to say whether we are remote ready or not. It is assumed that we are remote ready. What is resisting from people to move to offices, or why they are preferring hybrid is for all these reasons that we are discussing. If we look at all the big fours or the major IT companies, people hail from all across India. We have people right from Gujarat, Rajasthan, or MP who are part of this workforce. It is not only the workforce which belongs to the metro. So we have had people from all these different states, settled into Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, all of it. But obviously, the like I said, the inertia or resistance to change is the first reason, and secondly, there are a lot of tangible other reasons, like the living expenses in the metros, the rent, the accommodation expenses in the metro, and that feeling of, again, work. Living into a remote family. Now people are back into their hometowns. They are living with their extended families. Their children are with their grandparents, and this is a very comfortable situation for young couples, and also children
Right.
are being taken care of through other parents or through siblings, and other relatives also. While they move into metros back again, they are going to miss all this. B, their expenses are going to be rising. They'll have to manage two families, two rents. So these are all the tangible reasons why employees are preferring to hybrid. and they would want more of work from home only, even if not hybrid. And to quote here, companies are increasingly understanding this, that it is going to be challenging to call all their employees back into offices, and that is why they have started responding in a different manner. Just this week's Indian Express had a very good article on this, where companies like Deloitte, PwC, and the other big fours are moving into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. In fact, they have already started operations in cities like Bhubaneswar, Indore, Nagpur, Jaipur, Vishakhapatnam. So this is very welcoming, I would say. This is something which the industry has not seen earlier, and it is happening only due to the resistance from employees to move back to metros. And everybody has seen work from home has been productive. The industries have been running
Yeah.
for the past 2 years, even after people being at home. So we cannot say it is not working for us or it is unproductive. In fact, companies have made good margins and good profits by cutting out on their operational cost, right? The maintenance cost for the premise and all of that has been reducing. So that is about big fours. Coming to ITs, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, they have opened up offices in Vishakhapatnam, again Indore, Nagpur, which is a very welcoming change, and that will not maybe directly cater to requirements of all the workforce, but it is giving more options, right? Rather than traveling all towards Mumbai, some people can move towards Nagpur, which would be closer to their hometowns. So this is again balance, right? In office but closer to the hometown. So such kind of arrangements, the companies are responding in that manner. So I think the hybrid era, the topic of today, the hybrid, it is the era. It is no more a concept, or
It
it
is
is
the
no
air.
more a number of employee perk that a employer is giving to its employees. In fact, it is the employer's requirement, and it is the era. Also, if we talk about the West, there are topics on gig economy. So though it has not reached India in its all facets, but it is going to reach India also in the coming years. So it is pertinent for our industry, for our employers, to turn flexible, which I think they are, and few trendsetters are already doing it, and the rest of the companies would follow.
Okay. Deepak.
Yeah, so see, I believe, as Rasika said, people, working from home, they have that family touch. They are in their comfort zone, as I also mentioned earlier. They are in their comfort zone, but and if we note, productivity has gone up. Yeah, in the
Mhm.
last 2 years, IT
Yes.
companies, big four companies, small startups, everywhere the productivity has gone up working from home. And as per your question, why remote ready people are now preferring hybrid model. See,
Yes.
since last 2 years, everybody is working remotely. Okay, I have a different
Mm.
take on this. Everybody is working remotely. They have what they have, that family touch only. Okay,
Comfort
they are
thing,
continuously with family. If they are taking as Rasika also said earlier, if they are taking calls, there are mates coming in, there are kids playing around. Women have their own responsibilities to take care of. Everything, all that difficulties are going on, but productivity is also going up. People are working and choosing working remotely now. Since last 2 years, who have been also, I'm not talking about the recent pass outs, because pass out people, they have seen working remotely culture only. Who are right now the freshers, we will call. I don't know, who
yes.
are currently getting into the industry, getting their first experiences with the companies. They are only getting this remote working culture exposure. They don't have that work from office touch. Okay, so
True.
I think they also want somewhere to understand how things work when you are working from office, as well as people who have seen this work from office culture, also work from home culture, they have done their evaluation, they have done their analysis. They are
Mhm.
like, um, work from office was also good. It is continuous with family now. I think I should get back to work. I think I should get back to my workplace.
Mhm.
Please call me. Hello, HRs, where are you? Please call me back to office. you know
Yeah.
I am
My
getting such
office
calls
desk
as
is
well.
missing me.
Right, right. So I have gone through such calls as well. I have received such calls. So, when the office is, sir, when the office is going to be open, when we can
Okay.
come back to office. So
Mhm.
people are very much comfortable in their work from home mode, but they are
Yeah.
seriously missing their work from office as well. So that is why they are ready. Remote working people are also ready to, for this hybrid
Okay.
culture.
Yes, yes. Employees become more productive if they have
Yes,
control on their work schedule. Okay, so
correct.
we'll take another, and yes, so we'll take our next question, which is what are the impact of hybrid remote work on employee performance and engagement? Yes, Deepak.
As as per me, it is positive impact.
Positive
Okay,
impact.
positive impact. Uh, Work from, as we said, remote
Hmm.
working, productivity is going up. Okay, we have already mentioned this multiple times. Productivity is going up because there are no fixed time sheets. Okay, uh, there are multiple breaks. If anybody wants to take breaks, they can take breaks, but then
Right.
there are multiple tasks who needs their attention, and many things, deliverables, right? So
Hmm.
productivity is going up. Now the thing is, when we are talking about hybrid, we have given them both the options: work from home, also come work from office, right? So it is having a positive impact. Why? Because in case if they are coming back to office and you are now in the phase of, you know again doing such activities, physical activities or physical touch, physical meetings, which was somewhere absent during these last 2 years. That physical touch, physical
Yeah.
meetings, team bonding, team meeting, team lunch, if you say, just
Yeah.
nothing else, team lunch. Okay, sharing each other's tiffin dabbas and all that, right?
Hmm.
So that touch is there. So people are liking it. As per my personal survey, when we have taken, when we were implementing hybrid, and we were in that survey phase, we were taking multiple surveys from employees. It's been 1 month in hybrid culture. Tell us about it. How do you like it? We should, continue with this, or you want any changes? Please give your suggestions. 80%, more than 80% people were liking it,
Okay.
and their suggestions were to conduct more physical activities, whether it is a
Hmm.
fitness session, whether it is just a yoga session in the
Yoga
office.
session.
Okay,
Yes.
just a talent hunt, kind of like you can sing a song today, whatever you
Hmm.
want to do, some mimicry, do it, right? So those touch, those things, right? Small things that these are, but then making a big impact. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how we can make it more productive.
Okay. So we'll take our next question, which is what challenges do you face regarding employee engagement in hybrid working model?
Sorry, I didn't get it properly.
Yeah. So what challenges do you face regarding employee engagement in hybrid working model?
See, that is what I said in my previous answer as well. When
Yeah.
we are working in, when we are working from office, we can take those initiatives. We can call external trainer for the fitness sessions, right? And one-on-one meetings can be done, those physical connects are there. Lunch, team lunch, you can do that.
Yes.
These things you can do virtually also. You can implement
Mm-hmm.
all these things virtually as well. But that
Mm-hmm.
emotional touch,
That
that
is missing.
physical touch will definitely be missing, right?
Yes.
So these are the challenges. Definitely, these are the challenges when we are working virtually. We can do these things. We can take the quiz session. We can take a dance session. We can take a singing wala session today. Whatever we can do the during the lunch break we can bring our what plates and do lunch
Mm-hmm.
together virtually. But then, are
Yes.
we able to share it? That was the
Yeah.
belongingness, right? When we are sharing, what you bought? Okay, bangan, I don't like bangan. What you bought? Okay, shimla mirch, that also I don't like. But I have aloo for you. So these things, right?
Right. Yeah.
So definitely these are the challenges when those physical touch in the virtual world is definitely missing, and we can implement it while working in a hybrid mode.
In a hybrid mode. Okay. Yeah. Rasika.
Yes, so I would like to completely echo what Deepak has been saying. All these sharing and caring are intangible aspects of camaraderie and colleagueness. So because today when we see when we are working virtually, if somebody has to go on leave, you try to find a backup, but it has become so tangible, so transactional that people don't feel going out of the way and doing these things. Whereas if you and me were in office and you genuinely had a problem, I understand, and I would not think twice before offering help to fill in for you. But give that scenario into a virtual world, I think we all would think, okay, I already have my hands full, why should I go ahead? I don't even know this person personally. I've been working with them for just about 2 or 3 months. So this human aspect here is completely lagging, which is a challenge of the virtual world. Sharing of lunch. So these intangible aspects are lacking, I think. And while we go into engagement activities, be it traditional day or a birthday celebration, you would see a lot of people are shy. They don't even put on their camera. They are there,
Okay.
but they do not kind of participate with wholeheartedly, which they would otherwise do when you are together in a canteen or in a meeting room actually doing that. I have seen we have put initiatives towards employee engagement in terms of maybe a dance session or a fitness session, specifically because you are requiring to be active, you are required to be in a maybe a different attire. People really feel shy and they don't put on their camera. So if there are 15 participants, hardly 5 or 6 of them would be on camera. So this already impacts the overall participation. It impacts the energy that people can exchange, and it impacts the overall engagement score out of the initiative. So for all these things to give out the output which is required, we need to be in hybrid, which happens in office when people are physically together. So these are the challenges I feel of engagement in a hybrid culture.
Yes.
No,
And how can
engagement
we
in a virtual culture.
virtual culture? So how can we like improve engagement in the hybrid culture?
Right. So, we'll have to set up maybe certain things last Friday of the month, or, midday of the month, where we actually call in everybody. I'm sure if we put this as a initiative or as a guideline right from the beginning and give people 2 months to sell it into it. Say today we are in August, we say from November onwards, we will actually
Yes.
meet in office each Friday of the month. We give them time, they will think through it. Some people will
Yeah.
not like it, kyun jana hai yaar, itna dur hai, this and that. And some people will, no, we should go, we should meet. So I think we'll have to plan it, put that into the employees uh, thinking process that this has to be done. And once it is set and you see people coming in together, they automatically start feeling better about it, and it will be a trend. Then you won't, once or twice you have done it, after that you don't really have to publicize it, or it will be effortless. Further on, I think it will become a habit. So that's how we will have to plan ahead of it. Then we can't say that this Friday everybody needs to be there. That won't work. That really won't work. By a 2 or 3 days notice, if we tell, I don't think that will work. But plan ahead of it. And while we are getting into this culture, do other things virtually. I think the R&R, rewards and recognition, has been missing into the virtual now world, I feel. Because
Right.
earlier we used to have our town halls, we used to have our project closure meetings, or the milestone
Yeah.
celebrations. We used to
Hmm.
have that. Certificates used to be given out, maybe little freebies or goodies used to be given, team lunch
Yeah.
used to be arranged. All of this is missed in the virtual thing. And R&R also, I think we have kind of a little bit left it behind. So let us get back into it. Let us have a virtual town hall where we actually celebrate professional milestones as well as personal milestones. If we really have to gain employee belongingness, we will have to feel happy in what brings happiness to them. So maybe congratulate a colleague on his or her wedding, or birthdays. I think we anyway do have some sessions where they could include their spouses and children, like a mini family day or something. Involve the larger ecosystem of the employee, by which they feel belong. And then you automatically get motivation and productivity as a byproduct of all of these things. It also helps a lot in terms of retention, where today why is attrition so high? Because employee don't feel belonged to their organization. I can see people who have joined an organization virtually and also left the organization virtually. They never went into the office at all. Things have happened.
Oh,
ID cards distribution has completely come
yes.
to a halt, because that is no more required. You just need to give an ID password for a login, and that's about it. An ID, a physical ID card, is not required. Imagine if we would have spoken about this 4 years back, it would have been such a uh, I mean, we would have not thought of it that a person can be an employee without an ID card, but that has
Without an
become a
idea.
reality. That has become a reality. So things have changed, but all these things, talent engagement is a function of HR for a reason, because engagement and employee productivity go hand in hand. The more you engage people, the more they feel belong to the organization, the more the productivity and the more the retention. You really won't have to fight to keep him back by giving more compensation. But if he's already happy, compensation will still come secondary.
Right, right. Deepak, what are your suggestions about improving employee engagement in hybrid and remote work environment?
See, I will totally agree with Rasika here. Hope I'm not moved. Yes. So I'll totally agree with Rasika. That belongingness, that feeling should be there in the the employees' mindset, or whether everyone who has joined the organization, that belongingness to the organization as she also said, uh, call for small sessions. you know uh, like suppose if you want to recognize somebody, if you want to give them a reward, right? So uh, if you will remember, we like that, when we get that certificate physically, somebody is presenting us or giving a trophy to us, right? That we feel very happy, and we put it in our showcase as well. We frame it, we put it, that I have received this for my good performance, for um, um, my high performance and all that, right? So now when we are sending the certificates virtually, in just a PDF format, and we are sending it to the employee, and we are saying, okay, you have very good, keeping
Congratulations.
everybody in CC, and yes, we have informed everyone, everyone has joined, and okay, congratulations, very well done. No, that belongingness will never come. You need to call them,
Yes.
you need. one team, one day. Suppose you can conduct it as last Friday of the month, as she also said, last Friday of the month it is, and this team will come up. We will give quarterly rewards in the same session.
Yeah.
Okay. Or today when we are meeting, it is not a virtual meet. It is a team lunch with you all. Let's meet up,
Okay.
right? So like small things. These things will definitely be more engaging,
Mm-hmm.
uh, more belongingness feeling will develop in employees. Also, as she also mentioned, uh, the brand value or the values in somebody's nature is always on top of the compensation they are receiving, right? So
Right.
it is always a greater thing than the compensation part. When you value somebody, when you recognize somebody, and give them that importance, for that particular importance they will stick with you, they will be loyal to you, and they will be dedicated definitely. So it will definitely help in the iteration as well, and we will be able to retain more and more people.
Yes, the feeling of belongingness and recognition is more important than the compensation many times.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll take our next question, that how can we integrate new team members while working remotely?
Okay. So I think we are doing all that introduction part. We are
Yes.
taking them through the induction, the orientation, everything we are doing, but we are doing it again in the virtual mode, right?
Hmm.
Everybody is coming up online, like we are gathered here today, and we are doing this fn Q&A. We are doing this induction process, we are doing orientation, we are telling them the policies and everything. We can show the presentation even virtually as well. uh, that is one part of the introduction. Where else, what you can do, you can finalize, you can try finalizing. I am because for many companies it will be very difficult to keep all the joinings on one particular day, or the entire induction process for the joinees for 1 month. Suppose this is what, August, right? We are in the August month. So suppose on 16th of August, it is a Tuesday, after the Independence Day, we put up a orientation and induction presentation for whosoever joined in last month in July, and in up till 15th of August this month. So for all of them, it is an induction meeting, induction meetup in office, right?
Okay.
So like that, you can bring everyone, and you can make them introduced with each other as well.
Hmm.
Try
Yes.
calling their teams also, like not teams, so at least their supervisors, or just people who are whom they will be reporting to.
They will be reporting, right?
Yes, so
Okay,
try
Rasika.
calling those people as well
Yeah.
on that orientation day, induction day. So they get introduced, uh,
Yes.
they will be knowing each other, like okay, I'm working with this person, so this is a new person in my team. That feeling
Okay.
comes. So
Yeah.
this is my view on this.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Rasika.
Yeah, so I think we will have to do the formal introductions virtually. As Deepak said, we cannot pile up all the joiners on one day of the month. So those things, those requirement will have to be complied with, and then further on, the team sends an introduction email, or that so and so person has joined, and he's done B and this and that, and he likes doing so, that pro forma email that we very regularly get. that has to be complied with. But apart from that, these engagement activities that we are speaking of, we should use this platform to introduce these new people into the teams, like if we have a game or an initiative, so have them give them a little more limelight, or give them a little more platform to express themselves, so that we can actually give it a feeling of a physical meeting. And whenever we would have team lunches or town halls, do not forget to actually bring them to the center and again introduce them. Maybe that person would have already been into the system for 2 months, but physically we are meeting for the first time. So utilize that opportunity once again to introduce him formally, and maybe by then he could share his experiences also, how he has been and who he has worked very closely with, and who has handheld him so far, so that the other person also gets a little more recognition of being helpful to this person. Because I think that is important. Sometimes a mentee is given to us, we are day and night helping that person into where we have to log in, this VPN and infrastructure. Onboarding is a very difficult task, right? Along with infrastructure, along with the system processes and protocols, other things also, there is this one person who's always guiding him into that. So that person also requires a little bit of acknowledgement, and maybe we can use these platforms to do all of that. So it becomes a hygienic R&R without giving of the certificate, but you actually motivate the other person also. So things like that.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Rasika, and thank you so much, Deepak. It was a wonderful interaction, very interactive with exchange of opinions. And I would also like to thank our participants. It's going to be a long weekend ahead. Still, you guys have
Yes.
joined it. So thank you very much. So we'll meet again next Friday. So goodbye.
Right.
Happy
Thank you,
weekend.
Thank,
Samriddhi.
A long weekend. Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you,
Rasika.
Okay.
Yeah,
Samriddhi.
thank you
Have a
everyone
good,
for joining us.
yes, thank
Have a
you.
great
Bye.
weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.